Hey friends, hi. Let's write a small bot for the Bybit exchange today, which will trade using the RSI strategy. Also, if you have your own strategy you want to automate, you can write to me on Telegram and our team will help you with it. Let's get started. So first we make the necessary imports. We'll use the Bybit library. Let's install it. You can install it with such a command: pip install Bybit, and then press enter. It will show that everything is already installed on my side. Let's close it. Proceed with the import. So here is our library itself. Through it we connect our session. We specify that our testnet is true, meaning demo trading. We connect our APK, API secret, which is contained in our config. We're also doing imports from the settings of our symbol that we will be trading with and the time frame. Remember, when asking for candles, to specify only numbers, and it's all indicated in minutes, meaning if we specify a unit, it's a minute time frame. We also specify the symbol, and we can start writing the code. Let's make the code asynchronous. Create an asynchron and also import SSEO. Let's create our asynchronous function. Yo bro. We'll create an infinite loop where we'll request our candles to analyze them with the RSI indicator. It means we will also definitely put a sleep. Don't forget about the coroutine. Sit asleep for 1 minute. Now we need to make a request for the candles. We make a request for candles, meaning we specify the category from which we are requesting candles, specifically indicating that these are futures. In an action movie, we should indicate it this way, and the time frame, as well as the number of candles we are requesting, which in our case is 1000. If this parameter is not specified, 200 candles will be requested by default, but we can go up to 1000. That's the maximum for this exchange. So we're doing this sort as if we look into the Bybit documentation. It's worth noting that we use v5 IP, not v3, because v3 is an older version and I don't recommend using it. Better to use v5, as v3 often has some glitches and requests don't always go through. So, a request for the switches. Note that we have written sort in reverse by start time. This means that our candles in Bybit for this query are returned in reverse order. So, in other words, the most recent candlestick will be at the beginning of the list, not at the end, like on Binance. This is an important point. Therefore, we write this sorting to receive the candles in the order we need. So, let's check this out. Let's just output clients to see if everything is working well at this stage for us. Yes, we received it. We've got all the switches. Here for now, it's not just the close price we need, that is the closing prices, but here we have all the information on the switches. And here we can see in the documentation, that is our start time, open price, high price, and so on. So now we need to get only the close prices. For this, we have already created an empty list where we will add the closing prices. Simply create a loop that iterates through all our candles, and it refers to the fourth element of the switch. Let's take a look. Since our count starts from 0, the fourth is the close price. Add to the list using append. Let's check our price closing, and we have a list with all the closing prices. Let's compare them. Let's print the last 3 items to see the current price. 44,387. Yes, 44,387. The price jumps here. Naive. Yeah, but we've realized that we get the current price at the end of the list, which means now everything works correctly. Let's remove it for now. Now, we need to send our close prices to the RSI indicator for analysis. For this, we can either use our own return function, RSI, or for instance, use the Thailand library, sunglasses. Since I've already shown an example with my RSI function, let's use Tailib in this video. We're importing in the dlib library. Specify this line here. Here we do import the main indicator from dlib RSI, specify our list of closing prices, and set the period for our RSI indicator. Let's specify it in the settings. Let it be the 14th import date. As we already have the grid and we get our most recent actual value, since the RSI value will be a list from all our close price. That means for all closing prices we will get our RSI, and we need the most current one, that is the last one. So let's display it. And so, an important point, we can't pass a regular list to the RSI indicator. We need to convert it from a regular list to a NumPy list. Cheers to setting up. I added a line. It converts a regular list into NumPy. We also assigned a float type to all values. Importing a newbie is done like this. And just pass the same list to our indicator. We get a value of 56. We see the same value on the actual indicator at the Bybit exchange, 56. So let's write a small strategy. For example, our settings will have RSI low 30, distance high 70, for example. So now if tosta paski diziže me topa, me sukruto to se reparetu. Inasie. If RSI value is lower than RSI low, după ce îmi PC, then we proceed. Goodbye. In case the RSI value is higher than the RSI high, we're making a sell, and now we'll add orders. And so, for more convenient output, we'll implement RSI here. And let's also round it a bit, so it doesn't write many characters after the comma. Let's write two symbols. So here we have a byte, and there's a cell. We need to create orders for them now. Let's also make a synchronous function. In it, we will pass our session symbol quantity is 1. So here's our market order. Let's output it to make sure everything works well. So now here we fill in correctly, importing from Autoliris, market order. So market order session. The symbol is already indicated as quantity. We need to calculate quantity, so let's indicate 0 for now. Inside here is by. To calculate the quantity, we will need an additional function that will count the number of digits for rounding. We'll also do the import. That's how it was received. for the number of decimal places for both quantity and price. Since we have a market order, we don't need this, so we will only use that's it. So, the formula for calculating quantity. So, you need to specify the deposit in the settings that we are entering. For example, $100. Deposit divided by, we need a price, meaning we have to divide the deposit by the price. Let's just take it from the close price, the last value, it will have the current price. Also, let's specify rounding, so we don't have too many decimal places. Basically, that's what we got it for. Here is the value to round correctly, point out the right one, do the right rounding. So we did it. I'd even do it just like that. To avoid double calculations, this is for buying and selling. We'll move it to orders. Specifically, write it here. Here we need to make an import with this repository, the kd.acon. Also, pass the close prices here. And that's it. Now we don't have to specify the quantity, but it's necessary to specify the close price. That's it. Now we copy this right here and change it to sell. Now we have orders for closing and opening deals. Let's quickly test this. Instead of 30 and 70, let's specify some values, so the condition is met often. For example, 50 and 60. The end. Let's launch our program. Read. Now we have a value of 50. Nothing should work. Let's wait for it to work. So, I forgot to insert the API keys. So now I've inserted them and we're restarting. We're not restarting it. So we have launched 42. The order is placed. Everything is now waiting. As we went along, now we have to wait for the sell signal. So, another important point. Let's note that if our last signal was for buying, then twice. So it doesn't enter. So it doesn't buy twice, but alternates between buying and selling, and vice versa. To the here will state none. Here we'll mention signal clock goodbye. Let's add a condition that the power of Igna is not equal. Buy, and we'll copy it. Let's show this here, just here. We'll mark sell and do the same with this. Now we won't have spam of orders, and our orders will alternate between buying and selling, and vice versa. In essence, that's all. If anyone is interested in this bot, to dissect there in detail, I'll leave it in my Telegram channel, also leaving a file that allows downloading Talib. I'll leave that to the Telegram channel, because Talib doesn't just download. With pip install Talib, the installation is a little more complicated, but I will leave it in the Telegram channel, and it will be easy to download. That's basically it. Remember, you can always write to me if you need to automate any trading strategy, for any exchange, any strategy. We'll do it all. We'll help. Agree. And so on. Thank you all for watching. Bye to everyone.